Hey kids, hey!
It's the best part
Of the day!
because we're hanging out and we're having fun.
And the show hasn't even begun.
So grab your friends
And take a seat.
Look both ways before you cross the street.
Jesus is the way to thrive.
And that's what we do on
GraceKids Live!
Hey kids, it's great to see. Hey kids, it's great to see you. We got a lot planned and you hear that? Sounds like some loud music. Oh, it's my friend Josh. Wow, good tunes, my man.
Thanks! It's my jam.
Wow, man, what kind of music do you like, Josh?
Well, that's a good question. Let's see. I like all sorts of music. I like loud music and quiet music and music with big horns and music that goes. But that's pretty much it.
Wow. Hey kids, I bet you like music too. On the count of 3, everyone shout out their favorite type of music, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, Celtic doom metal. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like these kids know their music pretty well. I'm wondering, though, if they could tell what instrument is making music just by hearing it.
So you're saying that if you played just one instrument, that these kids could probably tell us which one it is?
I think they could. I'm pretty confident that's what I said.
Wow. All right, let's try some tunes. Play us an instrument and see if you can guess it at home, okay? Ooh, all right, the first one. What is it? What is it at home? Do you think it might... What's that? That's right, drums.
Yeah.
Oh, good guess. All right, let's do another one.
Yeah, it's familiar.
It is familiar. What's that? Oh, it's a guitar.
Yes,
Oh, that makes sense.
guitar.
That makes sense. All right, let's get a harder one, okay?
Song of Solomon, Chapter 3.
Sorry, wrong track, Nick. Let me get another one here.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. 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 It's a trumpet. Yeah. Good job, team. Good work, everyone. All right. Well, we're gonna have a chance to listen to some more music later, but right now we're gonna go learn a lesson from Mrs. Johnson. Let's go.
Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Johnson. So good to see all of you. I'm not really good at this video thing, so I'm going to do my best on this. You guys know that I love to tell stories, so I'm going to start out first with a little story. One of my kids, when she was really little, her name's Annie, she wanted to go over to her friend Bethany's house, and I said to her, "Don't go, Annie. Trust me, you don't want to go." And she goes, "But I really want to go see Bethany. She's my best friend. All I want to do is see Bethany." And I go, "Trust me, Annie. You don't want to go to Bethany's house. You're going to miss out on something special." "What am I going to miss out? I want to know what I'm going to miss out." I said, "Just trust me. You don't want to go. I can't tell you. It's a surprise." "But Mom, how am I going to know if I want to go or not if I don't know what it is?" "Annie, you need to trust me." Finally, after just really struggling because she wanted to go to her friend's house, she went, "Okay, Mom, I'll trust you." Well, she didn't know that her dad was coming home in a few minutes and he was going to surprise her with a trip to the skate park. Now, this is a kid who loves to skateboard and all she can think about is skateboarding. And she was kind of young. We didn't let her go there by herself. So the only way she could go is if her dad took her or I took her. And I knew she would rather go to the skate park than go to Bethany's house. But I didn't want to ruin her dad's surprise. So that was a lesson for Annie in trusting. Just in that case, she had to trust me, that I knew she would like this better. Let me tell you, she was thrilled and thanked me 100 times for not letting her go to her friend's house. But she didn't understand what it really was going to be like and what the outcome was be. And that's the way it is with God. Sometimes we don't really get what He's doing until later on. Sometimes we get glimpses of it. Sometimes we don't always know, but we always know and trust Him that it's always something good and He has a better plan. We just don't always understand it. That's where trust comes in. Trust is my lesson today. I'm going to give you a little trust visual. So we got this little funky monkey here. And normally I would have done this on one of your heads, but since you're not here, I'm going to use this little monkey. So I have some water here, and I really am pretending that it's one of you that's being trusted by me. And sometimes I'll say, trust me, it's Mrs. Johnson. I'm going to be nice to you. But I'm going to take some water and put it in a baggie and stick pencils in it, and he's not going to get wet. Oh, sure. So first I need some water. Now, to make sure that you can see that this is really water, because it's clear and it's kind of hard to see on the screen, I'm just going to put a little bit of food coloring in it. You know, the kind you use for your cupcakes? So anyway, I'm going to pour this water in. It's nice and blue in my baggie. Let's see if I don't spill it. A nice big water, just water. Now, poor little monkey here is unsuspecting. If this falls on him, he's going to turn blue. But I'm going to put it over his head. And let's pretend it's you, and I'm holding this bag on top of your head, and I'm telling you to trust me. You're like, yeah, right. Okay, what if in this bag was dirty pond scum? Would you be a little more scared? Or what if it was something super disgusting and you could tell just looking at it? It was like slimy, mushy pond water from the back of the San Luis Creek. You wouldn't want it on top of your head. But this little monkey doesn't know that I'm telling him, just trust me. I know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take this pencil and pop the bag, and it's not gonna land on his head. He's gonna be just fine. Check it out. Huh, shock. Do you think I can do it twice? I think I can do it twice. Oh man, he's okay. Third time's gonna definitely pop the bag. What do you think? We'll see. I just want him to trust me. Wow, very cool, don't you think? Well, I think he did pretty good. You did pretty good, monkey. You're okay. Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, our lesson today is on trust. Proverbs 3:5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will keep your path straight. Trust with your whole heart. And it says, lean not on your own understanding. That's like when Annie, her own understanding was, hey, why wouldn't I go to my friend's house? It's got to be great. Her own understanding was, it might not be great. My mom might not know that I'd rather be at Bethany's house. What would that be? See, sometimes we don't understand what God's doing. We can't lean on that. We have to trust God for what he's doing. And even in this crazy time where we're all cooped up in the house and we're just going nuts because we want to go outside and play, we have to trust that our parents are wise and they're listening to God and they're telling us to do the right thing. And the right thing is to stay inside. And even if we don't get it, we just have to trust that it is the right thing. And you know your parents, they would never, ever want you to do anything that they weren't thinking the best for you. Well, God's the same way. He always wants to do what is best for us. And he is always good. How do we trust God when we're scared, though? Worry and trust are opposites. In school, you learn they're called antonyms. They're the opposite. You can't worry and trust at the same time. They don't mix. They're like oil and water. They just do not mix. So if you're worrying, you're not trusting. If you're trusting, you're not worrying. So what we have to do is we have to lay all those prayers in front of God and ask him for help. Because in our own self, we don't get it. And we worry and we worry and we worry. But we don't need to. So that's what's exciting. Philippians 4:6, Philippians 4:6, be anxious in nothing. Like, don't ever be anxious. Anxious is worried. Don't ever be worried. But by prayer and supplication, make your requests to God. So pray to God for help. Did you know that if you can trust God with the little things like water on top of your head, that when the big things come, it makes it so much easier? Part of growing up as a Christian is learning how to trust in the small things. So when the huge things come, we can still trust God, and we know that he's good and he only has good plans for us, even if we don't get it. So I'm so excited to have this chance to talk to you about that, because I think right now it's kind of hard to trust God, and sometimes it's hard to trust our parents because we think they're crazy that we can't go outside and play sometimes. But they are really making those decisions because they love you and they want the best for you. So what I want you guys to do is really think about it when something's hard this week, to ask God for help. Bring your prayers to him. You know, you can get on your knees in your bedroom and say, God, help me. He hears all our prayers, whether we're on our knees or not. But sometimes we just need to say, hey, I'm really scared, or I'm really nervous, or I'm really angry. Sometimes we're just angry. We're mad at our brother or sister. We're mad at the world. We're mad that we can't do what we want to do. And we just need to trust that God has a plan in all this. I have seen that some people are coming to know Jesus through this. They're realizing they have a need. That's one of the small areas that we know about. But that's huge in eternity. Thank you so much for this time. We'll go back to Nick now, okay? See you later.
Hey, thanks, Mrs. Johnson, for sharing with us about trust. All right, now you're going to need to stretch it out because you're going to have to move around for what's next. Because Josh and I have been listening to lots of music, and that means that it's time for a dance break.
That's right, we'll take turns dancing. So make sure that when we point at you, you start dancing, all right? Great. If you don't, we will know.
All right, hit it, Josh. Josh!
Pastor Ken!
Nick! Mufasa! All right! You! Back to me! Josh!
Nick!
Back to you! Wow, you got some great dance moves. Hey, thanks for doing a dance break with me, and it's time for Questions with Kids.
Hi kids, it's good to be back with you this week. Our first question is from Elliot, who's a first grader at our Five Cities campus. Elliot wants to know, do animals fight, bite, and eat each other because of sin? That's a good question, Elliot. God doesn't really mention anything about animals sinning. Scripture does tell us that God did not require animals or humans to ingest meat as part of their diets. All living things were given plant-based foods for their diet in the very beginning of time. That's in Genesis 1:29 and 30. We do know that this predatory nature that animals have and their desire to eat and fight with each other will one day be removed. In Isaiah 11:6-8, it tells us that wolves and lambs will live together, leopards, goats, lions, and little calves will lie down together, and a little baby or toddler will be able to play over the hole of a cobra snake. That is so cool. I cannot wait. Our next question comes from Luke, who's also a first grader at the Five Cities campus. He asks, why doesn't God always answer our prayers when we pray? Hi, Luke. This is a question that even adults like myself can struggle with. But surprisingly, God does always answer our prayers. Always. The thing that confuses us is that He doesn't always give us the answers that we want. His answer might be no, or you'll have to wait a while. This is where our faith really gets tested. If we believe that God is always good, and He is, then that means He is good even when His answer to our prayer is no, or not yet. Remember, God is not a genie in a bottle waiting to give you whatever you ask for. He has a big plan for your life, and He will always give you what you need and what will be good for His kingdom. In the big picture of life, that is a real comfort for us. Have a great week. I'll see you later, and back to Nick.
Hey, thanks, Dory. To close our show today, we're going to start a little tradition by ending every episode with that verse that Mrs. Johnson shared with us, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. That's my favorite verse. You know that, John?
That's pretty cool.
It is. And so I'm going to teach you how this song goes, and then we're going to sing it along together, okay? So watch closely. It goes, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding in all your ways. Acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. All right? All right, so let's try it together. You guys sing along at home. And this is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Ready? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Good times, good hanging, good lessons, good friends, good hats. We'll see you later. It's GraceKids Live.